Okay, so welcome to the Wakeup Workshop. It's the English version now. We do it in German already, but now we have it in English, so it can be understood by the whole world. So, and we start with happy shaking, which is we stand shoulder wide and we bend the knees slightly. That's actually called a Shaolin stand, because Shaolin monks stand like this for 2 hours. It's the most efficient, the most economic way to stand upright, least amount of energy needed to keep the body in upright position. Knees slightly bent, the tailbone tucked under a little bit, so straight back, shoulders backing down, and chin coming down. A little bit of crown of the head lifted up by an invisible string, and from the center, root is going through the tailbone into the center of the earth. We are the connection between heaven and earth as living as human beings, as they say in China. Quite interesting idea. So, and now we just like this relaxed way, we start shaking the body, and we have to shake hard to really we want to throw all our bad habits, all our conditionings, all our attachments into the ground. And they are like sticky tar, clinging to us. So we have to shake hard, need some effort. And this I know from Tibetan Buddhism. And then after a while, shaking them away, the crown of our head is lifting, and we keep shaking, and wonderful, bright, warm light floating into our scalp and down into our throat and neck, into our arms, into our chest, into our whole body. Is now filled with wonderful bright light, and it's extending out into the whole universe. And the sense of I also extending into the whole universe. We are one with the universe. No boundaries, no borders. And also we do for a little while, I shorten the process now. And then we imagine all body cells are smiling happily into the new day. Billions and billions of cells smiling happily into the day. This is happy shaking. You can do for like 3 minutes or so. Yeah? And then we start with some kind of workout, balance and muscle strengthening. We have a roll. You can use a blanket or this roll, very good. Should be as long as your spine, more or less. Yeah? And you put it under your spine like this. And you lie on it. So you have to keep some balance. So should be between your shoulders and the tailbone. And now you lift the arms. And you have to keep some balance, and it's good for your micro muscles in your body. Hundreds and hundreds of micro, very tiny muscles supporting the spine and holding in position. Okay. Now we just move our pelvis, our hips. And in breath, it goes back, tailbone goes back and down. And then in the out breath, moving up again. And this creates a wave-like move throughout the spine into the head. The move of the Kundalini, the mystical snake of wisdom. Moving up and in breath, the Kundalini, the snake is moving up, out breath, it's sinking down again into the pelvis. So every breath we do is Kundalini yoga. And as an addition, we might stretch our legs, our toes and our fingers in the in-breath and do the lion in the in-breath. Tongue out, eyes popping out. And in the out-breath we squeeze around the nose. And we do this for a little while. And then we lift one leg still, the arms in the air. Now we really need to keep balance. And we move up and down. Stretching the leg, slowly holding slightly above the ground. Feel the muscles growing in your body, belly muscles, lower back muscles. Imagine this. And also we do for a little while, and now I encourage you to do every exercise as long as you can do it, and a little bit longer, to extend your comfort zone. Very helpful, very important in life. Little longer, not too much. It's the Tao way, the middle way. Yeah? We find the middle way, the balanced way. And then we do the other leg, same thing. Oh yeah, and I forgot, we can do it like cycle riding, like this and backwards, for a little while. Up and down again, as you like. As long as you can do it a little bit longer. Then we rest again. Now the arms can go on the ground and we do both legs. You might try if you can keep balance with the arms up. I can't do it yet. So arms resting is okay. And also bicycle riding again, like this, for a little while. And then we lift one and we squeeze hard with the arms. Also for like usually I do like a minute or so. Really squeezing harder and harder. And the other side. And then both sides. And then you might try if you can lift your elbows and keep the balance with the elbows in the air. So sometimes I can do it and sometimes I'm not so good. Okay. Try it out. If you can do it, very good. So. And then we can go to the next exercise. Always in between good to relax and fall down. The move towards enlightenment I've learned is a falling move, and I like this very much. Just dropping. Nothing else. Falling down and within. No effort needed. No need to climb up any steps to the light. Just dropping. And it's hard enough because we're clinging so much to all our habits and to all our belief systems. Okay. Now we turn around. We do the yoga bow. Very good for the lower back. Lifting the arms and the legs resting on the belly and hips only, slowly moving arms and legs alternating. And as long as you can, a little longer, and 3 times you should have it. Okay, then we turn around and squeeze. We do a little stretch like this, and really pulling the legs and feeling the lower spine, the joints opening and stretching and flexing. Very good. Little while you do, and then you stretch the legs and you drop to one side and to the other. You can do it with bent knees if you want to. It's easier, it's harder, more challenging like this, but also more efficient for your muscles. A few times, the legs to one side, head to the other, and you imagine like the spine is twisting in 2 directions and bringing out all the liquids, like twisting a towel, bringing out all the liquids and oiling, lubricating the joints of your spine. Very helpful. Okay, so now we've done this. We do another exercise for balance, good for balance, like this. Stretching and also for the muscles. Stretching. And all this is also spiritual work. Sharpening your awareness, focusing on whatever you do. Few times again, other side, and then we do like this, one side only, and then the other. Also for a little while, now I shorten the process, not to make it too long. Yeah. So, and then very much I like to do push-ups, very slow. Put down as many as I can do till I drop. Very slow is more efficient. Okay, so now we go into some balance exercise standing upright, and one I like very much, combining, connecting the brain hemispheres. And because usually we'll use them separately, and to connect them, enormous extension of brain capacity. Yeah, so that's what it's good for this exercise. And again, we go into our Shaolins, then we shift to the whole body weight, to one foot on the outer corner, and the toes, and the inner side, and it goes to the leg, to the heel of the other foot, outside and other side, and we're creating an 8-like move with our whole body by shifting the body weight, with the center right in the root between our legs, growing into the center of the earth. We go bigger and bigger and faster, and the arms now following, also swinging the 8-like moves, swinging like this, really like pendulums, 2 ropes growing. And also, the third move, we move our eyes also in 8s. Looking to the side, up, down, to the other side, with the center between the eyebrows where our third eye is. And this third eye, because it's a gland there, the hypophysis, and producing hormones of happiness, dopamine, and of inner balance, equanimity, serotonin. And it produces those hormones with the sunlight, with the help of sunlight. So that's why we call it the third eye. And we change directions after a while. First we do like this, or other way around, and then they'll just change directions. So like 2 minutes is good. Now we have to stop for a moment. I have to go. Now we start again. Okay, hello, we're starting. And back again. Now, other balance exercise I like very much is coming from yoga also. We stretch like this and we lift our heels, and standing on the toes only we go down, keeping the heels up, and stretch, and we come up again and stretch again. So I usually do 3 times or 4 times, 5 times, whatever. And then we do the yoga tree, also known like this, and stretching up for a minute or so, and then the other leg. Okay. However long you can do it. And then we come to meridian stretching, which comes from the Chinese medicine. Mako exercise, also called, designed by a Japanese gentleman called Mr. Mako. Stretching the meridians, which are imaginary lines in our body, and transporting the chi, the ki, in a certain quality, the life energy, which is everywhere, but in these channels it flows in a certain quality. And stretching those meridians brings the energy out, opens the joints so the energy can flow evenly. That's what we're doing acupuncture and acupressure and shiatsu, just opening and the energy can flow. So, that's what we do this for. And we have the 5 elements or phases of changes, as we call it in China. They're slightly different than ours we know in the West. It's the metal element, the fire, the earth, the water, and the wood element. And each element carrying two meridians, one yin and one yang. But that's not so important, you can read in books. And we start, and all these, these meridians, these elements have their qualities in all areas of life, like a color, a smell, a taste, a food, whatever, name it, and the time of the day and the season of the year. And we do this exercise following the time of the day. Early in the morning we start with the metal element. Metal element, the lung meridian and the large intestine meridian. So you might imagine early in the morning, 3 to 5 in the morning already, you start shifting from unconscious breathing into more or less conscious breathing. And then you want to go to the toilet, 5 to 7, the large intestine meridian is coming into effect. So these are the two meridians, and the major qualities are taking up chi, ki, and releasing chi or ki, life energy. Very much with the breathing and also with our large intestine. And also the outer form of everything is the major quality. Outer form, like the earth, is shaped by metals. The skin of the earth being hardened lava, crystallized lava, metals. And our skin also connected. Our biggest breathing organ, we breathe through the skin also, and our organ also of taking up substances and releasing them. So, also connected with the metal element. Now we come to the stretch, and before every element has a certain holy sound or holy gesture, which I like very much, and I do before I do the stretch. And for the metal, it goes like this. And I do usually 3 times. And then we come to the stretch, we connect our thumbs and pointing finger stretch, and we bend forward with stretch knees. And lift up the arms as high as possible. I can also show like this. And pointing finger stretching and thumbs connected. Those meridians flow very much in the pointing finger side and the thumb side. And in the back of your legs, you feel also if you stretch your legs. Then you come up and you fall back, opening your chest now and stretching the arms away. And now you feel the stretch maybe even to your nostrils, where the large intestine meridian and connected to the smell in the nose is a sense organ. And we come out again. So each stretch you should hold for like 30 seconds at least. A little longer is good, I usually do like a minute. And we have to now change the thumbs and do the same thing with changed thumbs for symmetry reasons. It's important for Chinese to really balance. The Tao is all about balance, about change, and needs to be evenly stretched. So for this exercise, we do it twice. Okay, and now we come to the earth element. When we've been at the toilet, we wanna get food. And the earth element very much connected with nourishment. Stomach meridian, and we have the spleen meridian. The spleen very much is connected with taking care, caring, worrying very much if it's not in balance. And also governing, they say in China, the body liquids. All the body liquids, the rhythm of the body liquids besides the bloodstream, like our lymphatic system, for instance, or all others. And very much the female menstruation cycle. And as I said, stomach very much for nourishment. So Earth, Mother Earth is nourishing us and is taking care of us. Very much our female element. So, the stretch, we sit on our heels, and the holy sound goes like this. We touch the stomach and very deep earthly sound. And usually 3 times a day. And then the stretch. Sitting on the heels, put the fists on the ground and lift up the belly and the head falling back. And every out breath a little more. We go into the stretch. And after like a minute or so, you come back. And if you're very flexible, doing a lot of yoga, you might as well go on the ground and stretch the arms above the head. But only if you're really flexible enough. Not to be, otherwise, you stay in the first position is good enough as long as you feel a good stretch. And we come to our next phase of change. It's the fire. And we have 6 pairs of meridians, but only 5 elements. So they have 2 fires in China. The so-called absolute fire, the high-rising, fast-burning fire. And the slow-growing under the surface, the protecting or connecting fire, as they call it. And we start with the absolute fire, the heart meridian. My heart is on fire, and the fire of digestion, the small intestine, which is our actual digestion organ. And the qualities are analysis, interpretation, and assimilation. Meaning, in the stomach, in the large, small intestine, they analyze the food, coming, it's receiving, it has to interpret, is what's good for the body, what's not good for the body, and assimilating whatever the body needs. So very much brain work, as we call it our second brain, our intestines. And in the heart we do the same thing pretty much. What are emotions? We connect our heart with emotions. So, emotions, we receive something through the senses, we analyze, what is it? We interpret, do we like it, do we not like it? And here are our emotions. Emotions, nothing but interpretations of what we receive through our senses or through our mind. And then we eventually assimilate. So it's the same thing. These are the 3 major qualities. Now, here I very much like to do a centering exercise, a grounding exercise, going into your center, 2 fingers below the navel, Dantian in China, Hara in Japan. The center, the physical pivot point of your body, and the center of the universe is the same in China. Very interesting, I like this very much. Center of the universe right here. And all the power, all the energy coming from there in Qigong and all this work. You work from your centers, you train to really come from your center, enormous powers being gained, like the Shaolin monks doing a lot of Qigong, all these miracles. Yeah. So very good, very helpful to be in your center, to be grounded, especially for Western people. Very much, very much. Okay, so grounding exercise goes like this. You sit cross-legged and then first part like this. 3 times breathing through the nose. In, up, and out, down. Yeah. Like this. Yeah. Then the second part, touching your stomach, your heart, yeah, here, and opening in the in-breath and closing in the out-breath through the nose. 3 times again, and then we stretch our hands away from us, our arms, and the palms lifting up, the fingers touching, creating kind of a vessel, a bowl, and then in the intake through the nose, we move up, then we turn around and we move down with the out breath. 3 times again, I like to do it. So this is very good centering exercise. Anytime you feel agitated, too much in the air, good thing to center yourself like this. And then we come to the actual stretch for the fire. And first we do the holy sound, the holy gesture. It goes like this for the fire. We open our left side and stretching towards the right and going like 3 times again. And then we come to the real stretch. We connect our heels and toes And we pull as far as we can towards our body. And first, and we cover the toes with the hands. First, I like to do the slow butterfly, lifting the knees and dropping them slowly. Like this. A few times, 9 times, 12 times usually. And then, elbows come out in front of your shin bones and the elbows go down as far as you can and away from the body at the same time. And the round back and really curling kind of. Should feel a stretch down below here, where those meridians flow, heart and small intestine. Holding again for like a minute, and then relax and feel the change, feel the difference. Whatever happens right now, feel and experience fully. Okay, and we come to the next, the Vata. Vata is cleaning force very much, and it's the kidney and the bladder meridian, cleaning ourselves from within. And outside we also clean ourselves with water, cleaning, but also the driving force, being driven from behind, very much being pushed. So they're very much in the back, those meridians, back of the legs and next to the spine. So, imagine water driving the mills, the power stations in the river and in the ocean, and cutting through whole mountain ranges. That's also to say, really strong force. And then turning huge rocks into tiny little crystals of sand. That's the driving power force. Also stands for like the unknown, spirituality, fear on the emotional side. Very much afraid of the unknown, and moving into the unknown is the spiritual work we do. And sexuality also is connected. Our sexual force is connected with the water element. Okay. The stretch goes, we stretch our legs, we flex our toes, we cover the hands and knees with our hands, and we do the holy sound by blowing the birthday candles. Many birthday candles, so we have to blow hard. 3 times. Okay, and then the stretch. We lift up like this, keep the knees stretched and the toes flexed, and we bend forward, and the arms go back, keeping a straight line and bending forward as far as we can. The arms go back. Feel the stretch in the back of your legs, the back next to the spine. This is the stretch for the water, and then we fall down after like a minute or so. And if you reach further, reach as far as you can. If you reach further, you might as well squeeze with your middle finger the kidney point here between the palms of your forefoot, the wuzon, the bubbling fountain, and outside in the little toe, with the little finger you squeeze, it's the bladder point, major bladder point for the bladder meridian. You can do it. If you can't reach that far, don't worry, it's okay. As long as you feel a good stretch, everything fine. So, this is the water, and now we come to the connecting, protecting fire, next phase of change. And it's the heart protector meridian. It's a bag of muscles, the pericard in Latin, covering the heart and protecting it. Very much protection. Also helping the pumping, so it's more connected to our circulation of blood than the heart itself in China. And we have the so-called triple heater, triple warmer meridian, which is not really an organ, it's the 3 chambers of body temperature control, our respiration, our digestion, and our sexual functions, our sexual fire. The 3 fires, the 3 chambers of body temperature control. Triple heater, triple warmer. And we can do major function protection, nothing else I know of. If you want to know more, there's tons of information in the internet or in books. Okay, now We can do the holy sound again for the fire, same thing as we did before. 3 times. Okay. And now the stretch goes like this. You sit cross-legged, one leg in front of the other. Nothing should hinder the knees from falling to the side, so-called Siamese position in meditation. Now same arm in front, same leg in front, same arm in the back, same leg in the back, like this. We're stretching over the knees, falling down, stretching the fingers, palms down, and if you want you can go on the floor in front of you, intensifying the stretch. And again, holding for like a minute, at least 30 seconds. Then we turn around and we do the inner side, the yin side, the triple, the heart constrictor meridian. And down on the floor. If you want to stretching your fingers, don't forget. And stretch even more every out breath, doing the melting breath. Breathing in, melting all the strain, all the hindrance, all the resistance. Breathing out, everything melted flows away by itself. Okay. 3 times, not 3 times. You do stretch for like a minute. Then we have to change arms and legs. Again, for symmetry reason, do the same thing with changed arms and legs, like this, on the floor if you want. Okay, this is important for symmetry, even flow on both sides of the body. Okay, so these are the stretch for the protecting fire. And now we come to our last element, our last phase of change, which is the wood now. The wood, standing very much for growth, extension, trees growing in all directions, extending, and flexibility. Very flexible, the wood, even hardwood. We can bend in all directions if you heat it up with steam. So the flexibility, our tendons, our joints, and all this. And on the mind side, very much control, all our control functions. So we live in an age of over-control, of strong imbalance of the wood element, I'm afraid. Security, safety, very much connected with control. We can control everything so we feel secure and safe. But also not possible, 100%, never ever possible. 100% security, 100% control. So especially in spiritual life, I encourage you to just give all attempts for control and surrender into the wisdom of the universe. So, also it stands for our anger, for decision making also, all these mind functions, strategy, planning ahead, very much in the wood element. And our anger, very much connected. So it's the slow growing in the liver. We have the liver and the gallbladder meridian. These are the 2 meridians of the wood. The liver, it's building up, and in the gallbladder, it's bursting into rage. That's the force in the wood element. Okay, so now we go into the stretch. We stretch our legs to the side, we do the holy sound, opening the right side and turning towards the left, like this. Like you want to say shit or scheiße. 3 times again, and then the stretch. We help with the hands and flex the toes and bring them inwards. And now we lift up, like in the water. We go to one side and stretch towards the knee. Again for like a minute, and then the other side. And then forward again, like in the water exercise. Really make sure now, feeling the legs, pointing the toes inwards, so you feel the gallbladder meridian outside and the seams of your pant side. And then you hold and go deeper every out breath, and then you drop again. And you pull the toes inwards, and if you want you can squeeze a major liver point with your thumbs. It's the outer side of the nail bed of the big toe. the side towards the other toes. You can squeeze, you don't have to, you can't reach that far, obviously. So, this is meridian stretch. So now have a little break again. Today I'm really there we go. Okay, so we start again. Welcome again. So you see an example, the driving force of the water, very much being driven. Okay, so, and now we come to the crown of all exercises, the so-called Wei Qigong, or also Tandava Yoga. Tandava meaning the dance of Shiva, Wei meaning the non-doing. So it's nothing but giving the body permission to move on its own. That's all we do. And to prepare for this, because for help, for beginners, you need some help. It's the breath. Yeah? The breath means moving, breathing means moving, moving means breathing. We do 2 major pranayama exercises. Very helpful to learn how the body moves the breath and the breath moves the body. The first is the cat and the cow. So the cat is we sink down with the push actually, the belly down, the spine down, the buttocks coming out, and we're breathing in. And at the same time we're breathing in, we do the lion, breathing in. In Kundalini they do it differently. And in the out breath we squeeze around the face and we lift up the spine as high as possible in the cat position. Changing. And stretching out, squeezing. And this is nothing but the natural move of breathing, saturating completely. You can do for a while because it's very good also for the spine and for the breath. In Kundalini Yoga, we very much do this a lot. Okay, so, and the other is the fire breathing. We do standing very much, they like to do it sitting, but standing you feel the moves of the breath even more. You stand shoulder wide again, tailbone slightly tucked in, shoulders back and down. And the chin slightly down, as I showed before. Okay, and then we just start breathing through the nose, pushing the air out as hard as we can. The intake comes also through the nose, but we don't care, it comes by itself. And we do in a quick rhythm, like this. Yeah, we do for like 2 minutes usually. Yeah? And you feel how the breath shakes the body when you do this. And fire breathing, because it enhances the fire of the digestion. You might feel some warmth after you've done this. Always after each exercise, really feel what's happening, feel the change. Yeah? For a while, you just stay and feel. Also very good, very helpful. Yeah? To sharpen the awareness. Okay. And after we've done these 2 exercises, we just start with the Tandava Yoga. And we start with breathing in deeply and breathing out fully. Imagine you breathe in the whole universe through the nose, through the throat, through the chest, the lungs, and in the belly, and into the feet, legs, feet, into the center of the earth. And out breath, just imagine breathing out into the whole universe. Again, the sense of I extending into the whole universe. This we do a few times. And again you feel the move, you feel the pelvis, the hips, going back in the in-breath, the lower, the tailbone. Yeah? And in the out-breath it's coming forward again, and we're sinking down a little bit, creating a wave-like move throughout the spine into the top of your head, the move of the Kundalini, mystical snake of wisdom. Every breath we take is Kundalini yoga. And then we just drop all efforts, all control, and we see how the rest of the body moving. The knees, the shoulders, the head, and might move in different directions. So for this we have to make sure that we don't do any rhythmic moves, any controlled, symmetric moves. Very likely we go into exercise moves. So the awareness really needs to be there. And there's another guidance, another help. Imagine the space between your hips and the rib chest is a golden ball of energy, constantly rotating in your hips. And the surface is so smooth, so slippery, that we can't find any hold, and helplessly sliding around. It's helpful as an imagination, so we open our hips and let go of all tensions. And we have to really make sure also that we're not waiting for the moves to come and subconsciously tensing up. So we have to find the middle way between tensing up, between withholding the moves, and between acting out too much. The middle way. Our way is the middle way. The thing gets thinner and thinner between acting out and withholding till it vanishes eventually. That's the exercise to begin with. Really more and more. And as a beginner you might offer the body some moves and then let go again. And you make sure all parts of the body are involved, like the fingers, the toes, the face. Funny face is very welcome. Might also try out and then let go again. And this is a moving meditation, so we do for some while. And it has a second part. First we do the moving part, and then we go into, after like 10, 15 minutes, usually I do half hour, but it's up to you how long you want to do this. The moving meditation. We shift our attentions more towards emotions, more subtle vibrations of experience. And how we feel about what is our mood right now. And then distinct emotions might arise. Like one side we have joy and happiness only. Funny, we have only two happy, nice emotions and many not so nice emotions like fear, anger, sadness, disgust, dislike, very much, and pain. This is the other side. And now we accept all emotions, not neglecting any, not trying to get rid of any. We feel them completely. All emotions are welcome. But the secret now is not to feed them with thoughts anymore. Thoughts producing and enhancing the emotions. Imagine it's like a fire of emotions burning. We throw constantly firewood in form of thoughts. It keeps growing and growing and growing. If we don't throw any more firewood, it fades away till there's nothing but the ashes of stillness and inner silence. And emptiness, and that's the deepest experience we can have in life. We go from there, it goes right into the absolute, into the pure consciousness which cannot be described anymore, and not experienced with the senses anymore. So it's beyond all this. So, but we don't want to look for this silence. If it happens, very fine. And we have to be aware that out of the silence again, gross, deep-rooted hidden emotions might arise. And we burn them first. We call this burning the emotions. And the mantra is welcome emotion, welcome fear, welcome anger, welcome joy, welcome happiness. You might stay as long as you need to, but I will not feed you with with thoughts anymore. Thoughts. This is the mantra. And we support these emotions with a sound, ha. With the out breath, ha. We kind of drop a sound, ha. So we sink deeper into these emotions. Not trying to get rid of the emotions with the sound, but opening up and getting rid of the hindrance, of the resistance. Ah. Ah. Every out breath is sound. And the moves also keep happening. Ah. Ah. And you might, as a beginner, try out sounds, angry sounds, unhappy sounds, happy sounds, whatever, and see the emotion might arise with those sounds. But then you drop again any effort and let the emotions come as they are coming. That's the whole exercise, the whole practice. And if it gets boring, very good. You stay and you have a chance to burn all these uncomfortable emotions. Like anger, like fear might arise, like disgust, dislike for sure, and desire for something else. And all desires creating new desires. So we also want to get rid of our desires. With this exercise, very helpful, with this practice. Yeah. So keep going, with the sounds and with the moves. And after as long as you feel like, I usually do half hour. And really half hour sharp. No longer and no shorter. This I learn in Zen, it's good to stay with one practice more, no matter what happens. The time you promised yourself before you do. It's very helpful for you. Okay, and then I stand and again feel what do I feel, what do I experience. And then I do another exercise. I lie down. You can do it sitting also, like in a very relaxed and very comfortable position, usually Shavasana. Lying on your back, stretching the limbs away, or just dropping the limbs. And drop. The move towards enlightenment is a falling move. Down and within. I believe very much in this. No need to climb to any light or whatever. Just drop. And as I said in the beginning, it's just hard enough anyway because we're clinging so much to all our habits, all our belief systems. And also onto life. So, the fear of death we also have to drop. And let go also in this Khandava Yoga, Wakeup. So, and then very much I like to drop and to relax, and then I scan my body, starting with the toes, moving up throughout the whole body slowly. And wherever I come to a spot, I feel all the body sensation I can feel. A spot where I feel a stronger sensation, like a pain or like a tension or like even some strong move or some numbness. I stay there with my awareness, with my attention, and I do the melting breath. Breathing in, melting the sensation. Breathing out, everything melted flows away by itself. That's the melting breath. You can do any time when you feel it's good to do it. Then, and you be aware of that spot and you see if there's a change happening after like no longer than a minute. Maybe even less. Is there change happening? Very good, very good. If there's no change happening, also very good. We accept, not looking for a certain result anymore. We accept, okay, there's no change for now, the change will come for sure, I keep moving. Another spot, I do the melting breath and I keep moving on, up through the whole body and your head. And then you still might look in your body if there's still anywhere a spot where you want to do a melting breath for a little while. If you can't find any good, you just feel the whole body, melt the whole body for a little bit. And then you feel all this tingling sensation throughout your whole cells, throughout all your body cells. Very good, very nice. This life force tingling, vibrating in your cells. And then after a little while, you shift your attention again towards emotions. And you do the burning of emotions now in silence and without moving. Also can be done very, very good, very effective. And after like 5 minutes maybe or so, you open your eyes, you start moving again. And now you might realize that it's possible to stay in that deep awareness or even sink deeper while you're interacting with the outer world. And I don't like so much when I hear in spiritual retreats or yoga classes, now you bring yourself back into reality. That's not very wise, because this reality you encounter is not a reality. And we've never been closer to reality while we've done this exercise. So you stay and even sink deeper into this level, using all aspects of life for sinking deeper into awareness and into the here and now. And that's Tantra, and the Tandava is Tantric tradition coming from Kashmir. That's the true meaning of Tantra, using all aspects of life, not only sexuality. It's a misunderstanding very much in the Western world. Okay, so that's the whole workshop, the whole exercise. You might do anytime, I do every day, and be happy with it. Thank you.